seventh research framework program was available in the years 2007 2014, and what is very interesting that 55 billion euros were invested, which means it's almost 3% of all research and innovation in Europe. It means that it's the most important project for research and innovation. And what was the positive result? That it succeeded to involve not only big industries but the small and medium-sized enterprises as well, which was a big goal. Of course, it included universities, research centers, and mobility of researchers in Europe, which is very important. And we saw very positive results of this program.
What are the excellence, let's say, in Europe, and if we can say some loopholes where the research program can be improved for the next 7-year period?
Well, of course, what is interesting are the numbers, because over the 7-year duration of Framework Program 7, more than 139,000 research proposals were submitted, which is an unbelievable number. It means that it stimulated really a lot of researchers to submit the proposals, from which 25,000 projects of the highest quality were selected and received funding. And what I really like, that the main recipients among all these organizations participating in framework programs were universities. 44% of programming were universities, research and technology organization 27%, and SMEs 13%, which is what I like the most, and I would like to encourage more SMEs in the next programs to participate. And of course we found quite some errors, but the errors are very concrete, and what Commission is doing is improving for the next framework program, which will be the 9th framework program, and it's improving for the Horizon 2020. And by the way, we are having a big hearing in Brussels about successes of Horizon 2020, and we will have from different countries from Europe, we will have different organizations who will speak about their success in research and innovation.
Concerning the new program that will start after this one, and when the institution will start talking about and to which extent this report will serve to table the basis for the next program?
Well, we are already talking about it, and what are the new improvements are the greater flexibility between different budgets within the program, because there was not so much flexibility before. So you can move it from the mobility of researchers to application of research results. So we want this greater flexibility. We would like to see single audit, which will be a long procedure to have a single audit procedure, but it would be very useful for beneficiaries. And the flat rates for indirect costs, because biggest errors we found were in indirect costs. And of course, one big problem will be how the negotiation with the United Kingdom will go, because the Brexit is still the question mark. And since research and innovation, it's a big part of cooperation between EU and the United Kingdom, this will be a big question mark. Imagine that in 7th framework program, in research and innovation, UK was the biggest beneficiary of project. So we have to see how we will solve it in the future with the research partnerships, with the new projects we will go on, so how to involve the UK.
You spoke about this, the SMEs, and in Italy they are very important for our economy. According to your opinion, how can be easier for them to access, to apply for the next program?
You know, there are two different problems I see for SMEs. First one is that some of them are afraid of international cooperation, are even afraid to do application in English or in other languages. So this is something that we should really encourage, because on the other side, I think this is a big advantage that they can apply directly to the European Commission. So I would just encourage them to try and to do it, and it's not so difficult to cooperate internationally. So they should really try. The second big thing is that they should have already partnership ready to submit some proposal for the project. It's always good if you have already a consortium across Europe and you can participate in some calls with this consortium. So it's always good to cooperate internationally, always good to cooperate at the European level, and in that moment when a call will come out, the consortium will be ready. What is really important, I just think that we have to push and encourage more the mobility between research institutions, between universities. So we just want to concentrate a little bit more there. And of course, we have to look at this cost efficiency as well from the results point of view. And you can imagine that in research and innovation, seeing the results is quite difficult. Sometimes you see results in a long term. So we should understand what are the base of the future goals of research and innovation and accept these goals as the research goals, not looking only at immediate results and performance.